We got an email about this mama. She had been living in someone's backyard for quite a while, and they knew she was pregnant, and they emailed us asking for help. But before we could respond, the next day they emailed and said that she was in a trash can in their backyard having babies. So we didn't have any room, so we set up a kennel in the laundry room, and here they are. She's pretty scared, but she's a sweet mama. The reason we had no room for this mom and babies is because every kennel in our clinic was full with kitties, kittens, cats waiting to go on transport to Unleashed Rescue on Wednesday. They offered to take cats and kittens, so we looked around on our waiting list and caught it up as much as we were able to, brought them all in, gave them all a checkup and made sure everybody was healthy, and then all the ones that were healthy will leave Wednesday morning to go to Unleashed. There were some that are not going to be healthy enough or were not quite social enough to be on an adoption floor meeting lots and lots of new people all at once, so those cats and kittens will stay back with us for now. We are really, really excited though because we got to send 28 cats and kittens and a pregnant mama dog and a puppy, all to Unleashed, meaning that they will find homes a lot quicker than they would normally find homes here. So we're really happy for all those kitties, and we're really happy for all the room it opens up here for the kittens that are about to show up. It is kitten season. We are entering now, and there are about to be so many homeless kittens. It is so important to spay and neuter. It's heartbreaking to see the condition kittens come in when they don't have someone caring for them.
He's a good boy. He's gained 13 pounds. He's a good boy.
Mega Man, who came in almost starved to death, is up 13 pounds and is ready to be neutered today. Whoever adopts him is going to be very lucky.
Taking care of Mega Man.
This guy just came in maybe 15 minutes ago, and he is really, really sick. He's got a lot of infection going on the side of his face over here. His temperature is 90.2. So we gave him some pain meds, and we're getting ready to do some fluids and a warm bath because he's also crawling with fleas. So we'll see. Anywhere that you part his fur, there's flea dirt covering his skin and fleas scattering in every direction. When we did finally give him a bath, the water was completely red. It was awful. So we gave him some sub-Q fluids and then gave him a bath, and here he is all blow-dried and some cream on his wounds. He's finally perked up a little and was pretty excited to get some food, so we're happy to see that for sure. This poor dog's teeth are completely broken and dirty. Her nails were, I should have gotten it before, but they were like out to here. And then she's got tumors all over. And she's 9 years old and has never been spayed. She's a mess. Dr. K has gotten several of her masses off and done her spay. And what are they? Just lipomas, is that what you said?
I mean, most of them look like lipomas. This one looked a little weird. So we're gonna send it off. A little funkier. May still be a lipoma, but...
This was one of those weeks where it was so busy I didn't get to video a lot of things, but Gigi did come back in all cleaned up, and we got to clean her teeth up and make them look a lot better too. So we decided to name this kitty Jeremiah. Jeremiah came in while Dr. K was still in surgery, so she just got done with surgery and came out and is taking a look at him. He has raised his temperature a little bit. It's up to 98. We've had him on a heating pad with rice socks and gave him some warm fluids. He is starting to get a little perk up here and there, so that's a good sign. Definitely not in shape to have surgery to get that infection removed today, but it has to come out ASAP because that is what's dragging him down right now. So we'll give him the night and do surgery tomorrow. Audi was found as a stray when she wandered up on someone's porch. She was having trouble using her back end, her eyes were matted shut, just in rough shape. So we're not sure what happened to her. We also found that her teeth are pretty rough. So we can't do a whole lot right now since she is on stray hold, but we are going to soak a warm washcloth on her eyes and help her get those open. We can give her a little pain meds to help her feel better. She's got to be in some pain with how she's using her back end and what's going on with her eyes and her teeth. The good news is, though, her eye is there, it's intact, and doesn't look to be infected.
I'm not sure who's the bigger baby out of our 2 surgery patients today.
It is Thursday morning, and Jeremiah's going to have surgery today. He's getting a little bit of breakfast since he is so underweight and so weak, and then he'll be last for surgery. He's getting some more fluids this morning. He still just smells like he's already died, but we're hoping we can get that infection cleaned up and he'll have a shot. He seems to want to make it, so at least he's got the will. Jeremiah's wound has been infected for long enough that all the tissue surrounding it has already died. In the next segment, we will get it debrided and stitched. It will be very graphic, so if that will bother you, you'll want to skip ahead. So we started just by shaving and cleaning the area really well. When I was giving him his bath in the very beginning, when I gently wiped this area, the skin was already trying to pull away. The dead portion of it was trying to pull away from the living portion. So she's not having to cut much, just separate a few bits that are still attached. It is awful to see. It was awful to smell. The amount of infection under there, it's hard to believe that he was still walking around. So in the middle is a large section of muscle, and the infection has really attached itself there and killed off a lot of that. So all of this area here she's trimming off is dead muscle. She wasn't able to trim off all of the dead muscle. Some of it did need to stay there, but the antibiotics and things like that will help get rid of what's left behind. The hole you can see there actually goes through to his ear canal, so we're really going to have to keep an eye on that. It is safe to say that he is completely deaf in that ear. So at first, it really didn't look like she was going to be able to close the skin back together, but she decided to just give it a try and close what she could. She freshened all the tissue so that it would grow back together better and just started stitching. She is going to put a drain in that will help keep the skin from completely healing and allow it to drain and release any leftover infection. But by the end of it, she was actually able to completely close the entire wound, so that'll be really helpful for him. Jeremiah just got out of surgery, and it went a lot better than expected. He did lose a lot of tissue, but all the tissue was dead. There's still some muscle in there that's not looking great, but that needed to stay, so we have a drain in so that we can drain the rest of the infection out, flush the rest of the infection out, and Dr. K was actually able to close the entire thing up, so hopefully he'll pull through and be doing better here in a couple of days. When Kristen walked through the door with this puppy, I honestly did not even know for sure if he was alive. Definitely didn't think he was going to make it. He was laying on the table, not moving at all. We took his blood sugar and found out it was only 23. And when we checked it again after some Caro syrup and fluids, it was up to 85. It was one of the most amazing things I've ever seen, as he went from completely limp to crying and then trying to get up and move around the table, and then just moments later acting like a normal hungry puppy, frantically looking for food. It was pretty amazing. Thank God the owners of these puppies decided to surrender them to us, because this one was nearly starved to death, and all of his siblings were extremely hungry.
Is that so? Oh my goodness. Your mouth's all dirty.
One of them actually did not make it.
Your mouth's
It
all
turns out mom
dirty.
was not producing milk anymore, so we're really glad that we have them here and we can take care of them.
You look so much more alert.
We just picked Gideon up from the vet in Bolivar Pet Hospital, where they pinned his knee, and he spent several days there healing, and now he's on his way back to our clinic. If you didn't see Gideon in previous videos, he was probably attacked by something. Someone found him in their shed. We had to remove one of his legs because it was so badly infected, the bone was hanging out. Then he ended up having to have an FHO on his back left hip, and last he had to have some pins implanted in his knee because it was completely broken and you couldn't even tell how badly broken at first because of the amount of infection. So this boy has really been through a lot. After seeing the wound on the side of this guy's neck, it's hard to believe that he is sitting up today. It's hard to believe that he's alive today. This is Jeremiah, the day after surgery, and we're so happy that he's here.
Careful, buddy.
You're a good boy. We're finally getting to see a little bit of his personality. Yesterday he was too weak and tired to really do much, but today we can see that he's a super sweet boy. Of the kitties that came in at the start of the week, these are a few of the ones that had to stay behind. They all seemed a little under the weather. We tested them for feline leukemia and FIV, and they are negative. They don't really seem to have upper respiratory infections, but there's definitely something wrong. We're not exactly sure what it is yet, but they're all on antibiotics and being monitored closely for now, and of course in isolation. So we will see. In order to keep taking in all of these emergencies and all of these animals needing placement, we need to have the funds to do so. One of our biggest fundraisers is the car raffle, which ends next week. So if you have not gotten your ticket already, they're $25, and all that money goes to help these guys like the ones in these videos. So please make sure you get your ticket, and you could also win this awesome car. So it's a win-win.